Hello students, welcome to engineering assignments. In engineering assignments, in disaster management playlist, we are going to study greenhouse effect, temperature as well as weather. So at first, we are going to deal with greenhouse effect. Certain physical process that takes place in the troposphere are responsible for weather and climate of that particular place. So to understand clearly about the process of the greenhouse effect, it is needed to know about the incoming solar radiation and outgoing radiation. So incoming solar radiation is called as insolation, and the atmosphere behaves like a complex mega heat engine here. So whenever the solar radiation comes from the sun to earth, because of this radiation, the particles in the atmosphere start moving engine. And large number of processes like air movement, storm, cyclone, evaporation, formation of the cloud, precipitation, etc. takes place in the atmosphere. So you can say that the radiation from the sun is very important. If too much of radiation is there, it is very dangerous also. And the solar radiation consists of X-ray, gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared rays, microwaves, radio waves, etc. Of all these energy received by the earth, ultraviolet rays, visible and infrared portion constitute over 95%. And moreover that only 2 in a billion of solar energy reaches the earth, of which only small portion is responsible for physical and biological process. The harmful ultraviolet radiation is prevented from reaching the earth by the ozone layer. The solar radiation which is ultimately reaches the earth comprises of visible light and which is composed of 7 colors. And while traveling through the atmosphere, a portion of radiated energy is reflected by the clouds. Some are scattered and absorbed by the gases and particles. The scattered radiation that reaches the earth is diffuse radiation, and only a small quantity of the scattered radiation, that is 22%, reaches the earth's surface. Next, about outgoing radiation, that is when the rays which are coming towards the earth, if it stays there, it will be very difficult for us to live. So it has to reflect back. So if the entire energy that is received from the sun retains in the earth's surface, the planet will become very, very hot and will become inhabitable place. We can't stay here. So the earth, after heating up its surface, reflects a certain amount of energy. That is, it will send certain amount of energy, and some of this heat energy is transmitted to the upper layer of the air through conduction. The heat energy is emitted from the Earth's surface in the form of a long wave radiation, which is called as outgoing radiation. While a portion of outgoing radiation is absorbed by certain gases in the atmosphere, retained as heat energy, and the remaining energy escapes into the outer space. Now, the gases capable of absorbing outgoing radiation are your carbon dioxide, CO, water vapor, etc. And these are called as greenhouse gases. Now, due to the effect of greenhouse gases, the earth is prevented from cooling down drastically. These gases thus acts like a blanket and provide the earth with the ideal climate for the life to flourish, and this is called as greenhouse effect, so that we can live here. It's not too much cold, it's not too much hot, and we can survive in this planet. The intensity of greenhouse effect varies from place to place depending upon the concentration of this greenhouse gases. For instance, the quantity of vapor and carbon dioxide is less in dry places like desert. The usage of carbon dioxide and the release of oxygen is high in the places where there is forest and where the trees are in abundance. So when the radiation from the isolation strikes the earth, that is radiation from the sun strikes the earth, its top layer get heated up. The heat energy so created through interplays of insolation and outgoing radiation is transferred to the overlying atmosphere through activities like conduction and convection. And due to this, as well as the movement of the earth, air moves in all directions, both horizontally and vertically. And this movement of air is the basis of weather. So weather is the atmospheric condition that exists for a short duration which can span over few hours or number of days. So the average weather or the atmospheric condition over a fairly long period of time like month, year and even decades in a particular area is called as climate. Before discussing about the climate, we have to discuss about the temperature, humidity, precipitation and all. So when I talk about the weather, we have to talk about the temperature. Now temperature is an index of the heat that is sensible and it indicates the kinetic energy of the molecule or speed at which the molecule moves. And while in the air and the water, the molecule keeps on moving and change their location very often. In solid, molecules involve in vibration movement and sometimes it won't be moving. The speed at which this vibrations takes place is described as temperature. A body having higher temperature has a property of transmitting it to the one having lower temperature. And you know that it is measured using thermometer and can be reported in Celsius, Kelvin or Fahrenheit scale. The earth temperature varies in altitudinal as well as horizontal manner in troposphere. So in the altitudinal manner, you've already studied in the layers of the atmosphere. In troposphere, the temperature will be decreasing with the height. It decreases a rate of minus 6.4 Celsius per kilometer. So it will be minus 6.4 Celsius per kilometer, and this rate at which the temperature decreases with the height is called as lapse rate. You have already studied. The lapse rate is not uniform and it varies due to the different condition like pollution in the atmosphere. And in the horizontal way, how the variation happens. The temperature varies at different times of the day at the different location due to various reasons and factors. It also varies at different month and season of the year. The first reason is the hour of the day. More solar energy will be received during the noon when the sun rays strikes vertically overhead than the hours in the morning when the rays strikes at an angle. But when it becomes 12 o'clock, it starts so much of increase in the temperature. You feel so much hot. You'll switch on your AC, you'll switch on your fan and all. Next thing is insolation. Insolation is a phenomena of day and night occurrence. It is due to the revolution and rotation of the earth. Due to the revolution, only one half of the globe is exposed to the sunlight. The other half will be dark. So, depending upon the rotation and revolution of the earth, you will have day and night. And the temperature of any area is based on the insolation of that area. The length of the daylight and the angle at which the ray falls on the earth also determines the amount of insolation and the temperature of that particular area. Next is distance from the equator. The ray strikes in the perpendicular manner on the equator. Due to this, the area far away from the equator will experience less temperature as compared to the area near the equator. Next is tilt of the axis. The earth axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree to the plane of ecliptic. This tilt is maintained throughout its orbit. This tilting of the axis lead to seasonal variation. Due to this, the months closer to the June are summer months in this hemisphere. During this period, the northern hemisphere receives a greater amount of solar energy and hence will have the higher temperature. Places near to the equator receives more solar energy resulting in high temperature. Now based on the earth's surface. So earth's surface, it's depends upon how it is getting heated off. The heating of earth's surface differ according to the type of the surface in an area. For instance, rocky surface get heated rapidly while the water takes considerable long time to get heated up. The same way, the rocky surface loses heat rapidly as against water which loses heat very slowly. In a given place, different types of surfaces exist and hence there will be a mixture of heating and cooling properties. So students, in this video we have covered greenhouse effect, temperature as well as weather. So students, I'm stopping here. Okay, thank you, students.